A USL expansion side made an absolute splash. Was it just yesterday with the signing of Javier Chicharito Hernández, the little P going to Big D?
That's a good one. I like that. Little P going to Big G.
Off the
Yeah,
cuff.
there's some video of him, showing up, I guess, at training, maybe for Dallas Trinity, and seeing the sights, and meeting the police chief of Dallas. Did you read this with FC with Atletico Dallas on their
Maybe the
Instagram?
chief is a big footy fan.
He does look relatively happy. He did the blue steel in a lot of these promotional photos. I like how we get the back of his head in addition to the front, the back, and a little stare to the side. Very dramatic. He also
Well,
ate
the
some
whole brand is
tacos.
dramatic, to be fair.
Yeah, he ate some tacos somewhere in Dallas. I saw that video as well. I don't get it. I mean, like, I do get it in terms of the marketing power that Chicharito Hernandez has, particularly among Mexican Americans in that part of the country. I understand he might get you some cheap heat and sell some tickets. And I guess, I mean, maybe I have to be a little kinder here. I said I don't get it. I don't think he's going to be overly successful on the field, Rob. I don't think he's going to score a bunch of goals or anything. But I guess all is fair in love and trying to make a lower division soccer team work in America. And if you can sign a guy who might sell an extra 3,000 tickets or whatever it is, I guess you do that. I guess you do. It just it's so stunty, right? That's the thing, and I think we have an uncomfortable relationship with these things when it comes to American soccer. Riverside Grove says that it is a genius move. John Stark says he thought it was the Onion at first.
Oh,
Man. And
so
that's the thing. It's between those two things somewhere, isn't it? Isn't it kind of between those things?
yeah, I think it's somewhere between stunting for some heat, and we're talking about it, and it's in the Athletic talking about a USL, but also an expansion team. So it kind of puts them on the radar to a degree. And also I think it's a little bit of legacy planning for Chicharito, because the deal says it's 2 years guaranteed, option for a third. He is I think 38 years old now, but also in that contract is the option or the opportunity to join the front office in the future. So maybe if you can, put a stamp in Dallas and then be involved in a team that has high aspirations at this level. The quote from not only in this article in the Athletic covering the story, the owner of Atletico Dallas, Matt Valentine, said that this was always in his plan in the back of his head since he knew that Chicharito was leaving LA Galaxy 3 years ago. So he's had this kind of cooking in the background for quite some time, not coming shooting
Okay.
from the hip here.
Okay.
And then
So, well,
Chicharito says the boilerplate stuff. Saying it's an exciting project because he believes it's a long-term project.
all right. So, and again, for if you think about what's in it for Chicharito Hernandez, well, it's all that stuff you talked about. Maybe it's being involved, and if he's not a guy who's sitting on the kind of cash that gets him a significant share of an MLS team, and he probably doesn't have that, and you're not breaking into Mexican football in that way, then I guess this makes sense, right? It's an opportunity to be part of something. I'll put this back up on the screen. I already did it once. Marcus Rose. It got it and got their Instagram. Okay, from 25. I think this is people or followers. 25,000 to 50,000 in 3 hours. Similar growth on Facebook. They got every single media that normally ignores FC Dallas to report this for 24 hours. Jerseys are sold out and happen 2 days after the selected season. Tickets are available. Going well if he never kicks the ball. This is a brilliant PR run. It is awareness, to Marcus's point. Like, that's what this is, right? And again, like, I guess I have to put aside, especially because they are a USL team and they haven't kicked the ball yet, I have to put aside any of these like precious notions of, is this how to make your league or your club feel like a legitimate soccer enterprise? Is it, again, ultimately this is a business, and the business of soccer in America is extremely difficult. The business of soccer everywhere is extremely difficult. If you can sign a guy, and if it makes sense with your bottom line, and I don't know what he's exactly getting, and there's no terms disclosed here, then yeah, go for it. Right? They will probably sell, as I said, thousands more tickets at the Cotton Bowl, which is a giant venue, because of Chicharito Hernández. And Chicharito Hernández, if he is game for this, and show, he clearly, this is not the level he was used to, but he hasn't played since November, and he's 38, but it's second division football. It's for now, and we may have to talk about whether Atletico Dallas fits into what USL Premier might look like at the beginning, right? And again, like, should we care if we are not Atletico Dallas fans, if we are not involved directly, if it's not something, I mean, I think, that secondhand shame of having to go to your soccer friends and saying, yeah, the club I love just signed Chicharito Hernández, who's 38 and hasn't played since November. Like, that's one thing. But if it's not our club, then why do we care? Like, it should be about whatever makes Atletico Dallas work.
I think there's a lot of people today that know that Atletico Dallas exists or is soon to exist out on the field than didn't before this. And as they've done with everything so far in this kind of build up to their launch on the field, they've been dramatic. I mean, they've been very bold with the branding. They were very active during the World Cup. They've had a lot of celebrities get involved, and they have some celebrity sort of former players in their ownership group already. Is it Nani? I think is in the mix there already. And so they've definitely been very active and creating some interest and a little bit of a culture and something like that already. So I think it's exciting. Whether it'll not the on the field action will match what the excitement, the hype that they're building here with this signing, because obviously Chicharito worked his way down MLS, then he had a foray in Mexico, and he left there. And then so now, like, I guess the next frontier, he's not ready to give up playing just yet. So the next frontier is an ambitious expansion team.
I mean,
right?
you could
he's
imagine
into the ambassadorial part, and if he's fit enough to stay on the field and stay healthy, then it won't be just,
Yeah, but I think the best case scenario for Atletico Dallas, and I mean, like, literally, I think this is the limit of what you can expect, is maybe he scores a couple of goals, right? You get his debut. That's a second wave of attention because he makes his debut. He's on the field. And again, based on what we know about the stunting elements of lower division soccer in America and the venue that they play in, Atletico Dallas is not going to limit themselves to, well, I mean, I don't know. It depends on what it costs to run the whole building.
We did talk about they have a cap. They're only open in the lower bowl, or at least that's the
no. I understand that. Maybe that's what you do in order to just keep it manageable and make sure there's some scarcity to drive up that interest. Then yeah, okay, you're limiting yourself. Well, the lower bowl though. What's the capacity of the lower bowl?
I think it's like 17.
It's more than 7. There's no way the lower bowl of the Cotton Bowl is only 17,000. That building is 80,000 seats. So, I mean, but that would obviously make waves, right? Chicharito Hernández is making his debut for Atletico Dallas, their debut, right? Coinciding with their launch as a team, their first ever competitive match in the league. And here is Mexico's all-time leading goal scorer, a guy who scored goals at Manchester United, a guy who played was that Real Madrid for a minute?
Yeah.
A guy who's played some of the biggest clubs in the world. Here he is playing for Atletico Dallas, a brand new team in Texas, a brand new team in Dallas, a brand new team at the Cotton Bowl. And as we already said, the awareness factor, the PR boost that they get from that, maybe he scores, maybe he doesn't. And then he kind of drifts into the background. Because what I don't think is a great thing is if you feel the obligation to keep playing Chicharito Hernández if he's not your best option, and at 38, 39, 40, he probably won't be anymore, the coach is going to want to win games. So you're just trying, like that's the balance, right? Like, he gets a debut, he makes a big splash, maybe he scores. Slowly, you kind of work him out of the lineup as your fans sort of adapt to the idea of Atletico Dallas as a club, and then maybe he becomes a player coach for a while. Maybe he's your off the bench guy, but Chicharito Hernandez is also helping us manage the club, that kind of thing.
Yeah, to extend his the quote from earlier saying that he's attracted to it because his long-term project, it's just a start, but I'm not going to play here for just 1 year, then say goodbye. I'm going to have a relationship with this club for a long time, and I hope we can achieve our goals together. So he's painting it as more than just a one and done sort of thing. And I found the information, but our MK Ultra's coming through that they are setting up the seating at the Cotton Bowl, 17,000, but it's not the full bowl. It's just the TV side of the stadium, which is a whole other thing that we could dip into for a discussion. Because I know having atmosphere, you can hear the people back and forth a lot of the time. But if everyone's just on one side, everyone's just like yelling into the void to a degree, or just yelling at the players with no sort of reciprocation from folks around. So I understand they wanted to make it look good on TV, but I feel like doing the lower bowl thing would be a better atmosphere.
Yeah, again, I'm always going to be uncomfortable with the way that American soccer sometimes has to copy the playbook of minor league baseball or whatever. I mean, this is not Bill Veck stuff. That goes beyond. But, again, this idea that there are sort of things that could undermine your credibility as a legitimate soccer club. That's not great. But we won't have a club in a couple years if they don't find a way to make a mark in the town, in the city, in the place that they're playing. So this is that, right?
Yeah, I definitely think so, but definitely interesting and noteworthy. Chicharito signing for USL expansion club Atletico Dallas, set to hit the field in 2027.